Right, so I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah HaKadosh, the ones, the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work and truth and sincerity. So remember, we're going into the book of Obadiah. Right now we're in 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And we're going to grab that in Jeremiah, the 49th chapter, the 10th verse. But like I was going to say, because I had to cut it off in the last video, but when they started to play music backwards, going from Lil Wayne, Eminem to Miley Cyrus, when they started to play music backwards, you started to hear like evil stuff in there, or them screaming out to be saved or and things like that. And what Esau had to do is he tossed a couple agents out there and said, hey, let's cut all that, man. Let's cut all that. Let's show how fake it is. And this. This is his job, man. Esau is a devil. This is his job. Once the truth get out there, Esau got to put lies out there. Okay, they're bringing this stuff out about the backwards music because they sold that in one of Adam Sandler movies, man. And one of Adam Sandler movies, I think it was called Little Nicky. Adam Sandler played one of the discs backwards, and it said all type of satanic shit on the disc while I was playing backwards. Then you started to have a lot of other people with this Illuminati and all this stuff that are coming out. You started to have a lot of other people do the same thing, man, and start playing music backwards. Once they started playing music backwards, they started to hear some unsettling shit, man. So Esau tossed out his puppets out there and said, no, we're gonna go ahead and play this backwards, and we're gonna show you this and this, and it ain't gonna say anything, right? Because that's his game. His game is to deceive you, right? Let's get this before we get back in that Obadiah. I used to grab this a lot, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. Now that word devil means deceiver, man. Right? It says, and Satan, which the word Satan means adversary. It's not talking about a literal angel. It's talking about an adversary, man. It says, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. That's the bringing down of these devils, man. The Lord is about to bring these devils down, but that's his job, man. His job is to deceive you. If there's a whistleblower, the truth comes out, they find a way to cover it up. They find a way to cover it up with the blanket, but the trash is still under the bed, man. The junk is still under the bed, right? Just waiting for somebody to scoop all that shit up. And that's what the Lord is doing, man, is he's having these different people that's affiliated with these devils and how they do things, and he's having them scoot that stuff out from up under the bed. That's why when you had that TV show with Kevin Samuels asking questions, and I forget what it's called, the TV show, but you had the woman who was about to bring out some shit. She was about to say some shit about them offering her millions of dollars to do something, and Kevin Hart told her to be quiet, man. He said, hey, be quiet. This show is made for you to talk about, whatever you want to, but just be quiet about that. Because when you're instituted, and if that's a word, Salakia, but if you're instituted into that madness, of course they're going to have you do things to prove your loyalty and to prove your humbleness towards them. So they will do things like put you in a dress or make you have orgy parties and all of that stuff to prove that you're with what they're doing. But the minute you go against their agenda, then that's when you end up like R. Kelly, man. Or you end up like I forget the other cat name. Damn, I forget his name, man. But once you go against their agenda, then you end up like dudes like R. Kelly, man, where now all of this shit about women are coming out and all of this about young girls and this, that, and now you find yourself in prison for 30 years, right? With people bringing more things on you, right? You know, you wonder why them dudes, consistently drink syrup and do drugs. You know, that dude Chris Brown, man, he was heavy on crack. Heavy on crack and all them drugs, man, because he's all bugged out and mixed up, man. The dude make good music, man. The dude can dance like a mother, but he's gone. You know, he's gone. So let's read this back. Obadiah 1-6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hitting things sought up? So let's get this in Jeremiah 49 real quick. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. Who? The Lord did, man. The Lord made Esau bare, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So the Lord uncovered all these devils' secret parts. Man, there's still things coming out on these devils. Right. It's Isaiah 47:3. Let's grab this real quick. So it says, actually we start at 1. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is confusion. It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the legs, uncover thy thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So we prove the fact that the Lord, in the book of Jeremiah 49:10, have uncovered the nakedness of these devils. Now all of this stuff that's been coming out on them and being put out on the videos, one of their main objectives was to censor YouTube, because everything, and I mean everything, was coming out on YouTube, man. I'll never forget that, man. When I first got into truth, when I was like 20, 20 going on 21, man, I was up all day, all night. I was even missing days of work just to be up watching all of it, man. Watching video after video of all of this profane madness of these devils, man. And I was watching videos on brothers, because the more I was watching videos on brothers and everything that they were saying, the more I linked up what they were saying towards what these devils was doing in the world. And it all linked up, man, and it all made sense, man. And now that I'm, 8.5 years in this thing and still pushing, Lord willing, through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Shai, more things are still coming out, man. And now you have more of an understanding of these devils and their workings, man. So going back to Obadiah 1:7, and it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Right, when the U.S. came up with the whole the fiat dollar, man, and they when they came up with this fiat dollar, it was once backed by gold and silver. And so around August 15, 1971, President Nixon, that's when they abandoned gold and silver and said, hey, look, that's not gonna be currency anymore. Now it's gonna be what? It's gonna be the dollar. It's gonna be the fiat dollar, right? Because this paper that you have is not even money. So what they did was, when this money became current, or the currency, they started to use that currency to make deals with the other nations. So when Russia, which gave us oil, they said, here, y'all can have this oil. We'll take your money, right? China said, look, we'll make the products here and we'll sell it and do trade with y'all. So, but Russia and China, two of the greatest nations, you know what I'm saying? if you want to use those words, two of the, let's say, important nations knew that that dollar wasn't shit. That's why when they was taking a dollar and they was dumping it all and they was getting rid of it, man. But every time they got more fiat dollar, they dumped it and it increased their currency. So the nations were, like the scripture says, the nations have deceived thee, man. Right? So again, all of the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. It says, and prevail against thee, because they was pulling strings and working strings to get away from America, man. They're doing it right now. They're still pulling strings now. Russia is finally isn't even involved with America anymore, right? There's still talks and things like that, but trades are pretty much off, man. Russia said, look, we're not selling oil to nobody unless you pay in rubles. I believe it was rubles. The U.S. wasn't having it. So eventually it came about when the U.S. kept sending military armory and weaponry to Ukraine. Russia just completely cut off the U.S. Practically the West altogether. Now it's going to come to where China is going to do the same thing, and their allies are going to do the same thing. This is what's happening, man. So again, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. This whole financial structure has become now a wound for America. Why? Because America is over 90 trillion plus dollars in debt, man. America is in debt with nations. America owes a lot of money to nations, and their dollar is being dumped, is being destroyed, and the nation's currency is becoming increased. So that wound is getting worse, man, and there's no antibiotics for it. It says, there is no understanding in him. Verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of Mount Esau? And like the brother said, man, during the COVID-19, right? Well, during a period of the C-19, the majority of the times, man, they were just throwing a bunch of percentages out there. Like the brother said, man, he like, hey, man, at this point, they just throwing a bunch of numbers out there. Yeah, this many people, have passed on, and this many, and this, ain't nobody know any body bags anywhere or whatever, man. It's just madness. It says, and thy mighty men, verse 9, and thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, man. And your so-called mighty man will represent what? Your armies, man. Your armies have become weak, man. You got all type of LGBTQ and all that madness within the armies. You got women in the armies. You literally had to, lower your regiment standard for women in order to become in the military. The moment you did that, you have weakened your mighty man, because now, instead of them men being more focused and doing what they supposed to do when they go to war, now they're more focused on just fucking bitches in the army. And that's what was happening. That was all on the news, man. You even got cats who from the army and who's been discharged that talk about how, they be running trains on girls, man, in the army. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, man. You got men and women. Come on. What is the unnatural effect of that? It's for them to have sex. Men and women are going to have sex. No matter if you put them in the army, if you put them in prison together, they're going to have sex. That's what's going to happen. But the thing is that they're not only just going to do that, you're going to have a bunch of trains being ran on girls. All type of madness is going to be done in the military, man. Some of these girls, in order for them to get in some type of position, they have to do some things, man. That's why a lot of them be making YouTube videos and TikTok videos crying, man. Because they thought that they was gonna go into something that's straight salute. And nah, come on now. You had US soldiers going overseas just like when they went overseas to I believe it was Afghanistan. They was over there raping them women, man. They was over there raping them women. That's what happens. You think the same thing's not gonna happen to y'all? Come on now. You had Russian soldiers invade Ukraine, and Russian soldiers was over there raping Ukrainian women, man. Come on now. That's what happens in war. You women become spoiled. So, and then you turn around and you join an army. And then you turn around and get raped by your own soldiers. Your part, hey, you could be right there, right along with your partner in a damn abandoned building to hold fort, right? You one woman in a building with 10 men, stressed out. First, they're stressed out. Like, listen here. They're stressed out. They're getting shot at. Bullets are passing their heads. They don't know when they're going to die or make it home. And you think they not about to turn your way? You in a corner somewhere. They all about to turn your way. They all gonna run a train on you, man. Come on, man. This is reality, man. You women are supposed to be at home, getting ready for your man to come back. And some of you are not even doing that. Some of you are while he's at war, your ass at home getting popped by different dudes. Because this is what you women are about. You women are adulterers and wicked anyway, man. You know, that's why I tell guys, man, when you become truckers, you go to the army, you go anywhere that deals with you being out for a period of time. Do not have a woman. Do not get married. Because your mind need to be on what you doing out there, man. Not whether or not your demon committing adultery on you, which the majority of the time they are, man. So you women, hey, you need to wake up in reality. You're not about to just join the army and everything gonna be okay. So what happened when you get shipped out somewhere a distance, man? You way in a different fucking country, man. You in a different nation. The same rules there, more likely, they're not gonna pay attention to the same laws that apply there to you, especially if you invading them. If a U.S. soldier goes to rape you and he kills you and toss your body, he just gonna say they did it. That's why you women should not be in the army, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end it from there and say Barakatah Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom.